Hello students, this is Lata Narwani from Mount Litra Z School, Jhansi. Students, last turn we were doing about asexual reproduction methods. Today we will be doing the sexual methods of reproduction in plants. What is sexual reproduction? First we should understand this. The process of reproduction in which sex cells or gametes are involved in the formation of an individual is called sexual reproduction. It involves two individuals of opposite sexes. One is male and the other is female of the same species. During cell division, the DNA replicates to produce two daughter DNAs. These two daughter DNAs are similar but not identical. This causes variations among the individuals. These DNA variations are speeded up by sexual reproduction because here two individuals are required, male and female. So variations in the zygote increase. Now what is male gamete and what is female gamete? Male gamete has half the number of chromosomes as the other body cells. Male gamete is motile and has less stored food. Female gamete also has half the number of chromosomes as the other body cells. Female gamete is non-motile and has more stored food. Next topic is sexual reproduction in flowering plants. The plants that bear flowers during their life cycle are called flowering plants, such as angiosperms. In such plants, sexual reproduction takes place through flowers. Hence, flower is the reproductive part of the plant. So first we have to study the structure of the flower, because flower is only the reproductive part of a plant. A typical flower has 4 whorls. So depending upon the number of whorls present in a flower, flowers are of two kinds: complete flower and incomplete flower. If a flower has all the 4 whorls, it is called a complete flower. But if a flower is devoid of any one or more whorls, then it is called incomplete flower. Now, depending upon whether both the male and female parts are present in a flower, again the flowers can be divided into two groups: bisexual flower and unisexual flower. If a flower has both male and female parts, then it is called a bisexual flower. Examples are hibiscus, that is China rose, and mustard plant. Unisexual: if a flower has only one, either male part or female part, then it is called a unisexual flower. Examples are papaya, watermelon, etc. Now, structure of flower. Here the diagram of a flower is given, which is showing all the parts of a flower. So let's see what are the various parts of a flower. This is the pedicel. Pedicel means the stalk by which the flower is attached to the stem. The swollen part of the pedicel on which all the whorls of the flower are attached is called the thalamus. Thalamus is the swollen part on which the petals, sepals, pistil, stamens all are arranged. Next, these green color small leafy structures, these are called sepals, over which the colored parts, these are called petals. Then here we can see long thin thread-like structures over which there are some knob-like structures. These are called stamens. And in the center we can see a long part which is called pistil. Pistil has 3 parts: stigma, style and ovary. So we will study one by one all the various parts of the flower. The basal swollen part of the flower over which all the parts are arranged is called the thalamus. The stalk of the flower is called pedicel. Now, what are the four whorls which are present in a flower? A typical flower has four whorls. The first whorl is called calyx. First point, it is the outermost whorl of the flower. Second, each member of this whorl is called sepal. Third, it is green in color. Fourth, it protects the flower in the bud stage. This is the function of the calyx, that all the sepals, they protect the flower when it is in the bud stage. They cover the flower from outside. Fifth point is, it is non-essential whorl of the flower. Next part is corolla. The corolla is the second whorl of the flower. Second point, each member of this whorl is called a petal. Third, the petals are generally brightly colored and attractive and sometimes have fragrance. Fourth, the function of the corolla is it attracts the insects for pollination. So various colored petals and the fragrance in the flower, they are meant for pollination, means to attract the various insects so that they may sit on those flowers and they may cause pollination. Androecium. This is the third whorl of the flower. It is the male reproductive part of the flower. Each member of this whorl is called a stamen. Each stamen has two parts, anther and filament. The top sac-like structure, this part, the top sac-like chamber in a stamen is called anther. It produces pollen grains which are male gametes. The pollen grains are yellow powder-like when the stamens are mature. If we touch the stamens, the pollen grains stick to our fingers. Now these pollen grains are the male gametes. Fourth part of the flower is gynoecium. It is the last whorl of the flower, the innermost whorl of the flower, and it is the female reproductive part of the flower. It is also called pistil or carpel. It is centrally located in the flower. Each pistil has three parts: stigma, style and ovary. So what is stigma? I have shown you the structure of flower. So this is the structure of pistil. This knob-like structure on the top, it is called the stigma. This part is style and this basal swollen part is ovary. So let us read the points. Stigma, it is the uppermost knob-like part of the pistil. It is sticky and forms the platform for the landing of pollen grains. When the pollen grains come from the anther, they come and rest on the stigma. So it forms the platform for the landing of pollen grains. Second part is style. Style, it is a long tubular stalk connecting the stigma and ovary. Last part of the pistil is ovary. It is the basal swollen part of the pistil. The inner cavity may have one or many chambers called carpels. The chambers may contain one or more ovules. So this is the structure of pistil. So children, this is all for today. Thank you.